Hey, hey. Oh, I don't hear you, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you better now. Salut, Rezus. Passe un. Profite bien du soleil et à ce soir. Sorry, I was talking about with someone in my chat. So, how are you? I-
I'm good. I was sleeping.
All right. What time is it? So, in where you are?
Here is when
It's
and here is 70 30 p.m.
7:70 p.m. 7 p.m.
Yeah, yes, 30 half p.m.
Okay, okay, okay. So, tell me about a bit about how you are living right now.
I'm living with my family. We have a live in a apartment in Qom, in middle of Iran, near Tehran.
All right.
My father is a retirement job. Uh, he was in he was in SEPA. You know them by Guard, Revolution Guard. My
All
father
right.
was one of Revolution Guard. Yes,
All right. I've heard
and
about it.
I'm the uh, third son of him. He has four sons, and I am the third one.
Are you living with your brothers or are they living elsewhere?
Two of them they get married, and they didn't live with us. But I'm living with one of them, the little.
All right. All right. You got a bit of tension in your family between your brother and the rest of your family.
Can you write it? I need translate.
A bit of tension between you and your brother. Tension.
Attention,
No, tension. I don't know.
tension,
You said your brother didn't invited you.
tension. Yes, we have some tension.
All right. Yeah. Well, that happens.
Because my father born in a bad bad place and bad time. He didn't see uh, his father. His father died when he was just 5 years old, and he get the work from the 8 years old, and when he was just 16 years old, he go to the Iraq and Iran war, and he stay in war for 7 years, and he don't have a I can he's a angry, he's a mad, he's a crazy people.
Yeah,
He
yeah. War
yeah,
can do that on people. So
yes, yes.
for on your personal level, how did those two wars impacted you, people around you, and everything? Can you tell me a bit more about that?
About my life and the people in Iran.
Yeah, exactly. You can begin on a personal level, and
Yeah,
that's how you however you want.
when the economic in Iran is very bad for the sanction, and we need just a job. I'm going to job for 70 minutes, 70 hours in a week. 70 hours in week. I do a work sometimes more than 70 hour in week in week. When I was 18 years old,
Wow.
and I tried to go the university, but I didn't have a money for university. And let me translate this.
Yeah. I got the 70. Don't worry.
Mhm.
So is it usual for people to be able to like work 70 hours a week?
No, no, I cannot be a usual people. My life is so bad. Uh,
But I mean, are other people in the same situation as you are, or are you like are people like you
yeah,
very rare?
uh, but 50% uh, and more, 60%, 70% in Iran cannot have a normal life.
Hmm.
We don't have a good economic. We don't have a time for life. We just working. We just trying to be live. We cannot do anything. I'm still from 2 years. I didn't have any recreation.
So this is a societal problem because you're not the only one in this situation. Uh,
Yes, yes.
yes.
My life destroyed in this country. I was a football player. I tried to come to Europe and play for Manchester United, but
Oh,
for sanction I cannot.
oh,
I
interesting.
didn't have a money. Yes, I was a good player, but I cannot go from this hell.
Yeah, I was not. I never really was very sportive guy,
Yes,
but nice, nice of you. That's a shame that you didn't have the opportunity to do it.
yes.
But so like, do you have in terms of the resources that you need to survive, like water, food, nice apartment, a good education, are those things hard to get? Is it you told me the other day that there was many people who were starving, so I'm thinking a lot of you can't get all of what they need to survive properly.
Yeah, yes, yes. The, about 10 million people in Iran didn't have any good food in a day, in a night. They they just eat some shit for life. Uh, 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 my best food in Iran, my best for me, just my best food in Iran. Uh, the price of that is less than $1, less than $1. That's a shit food.
Yeah.
We say that falafel.
All right. Okay.
That's like a sandwich, and there is uh, pea that's made from pea, and
Seriously.
that's a yes, that's so shitty food.
Okay.
And when you want just live, you don't have any choice. You must eat, and
That's for sure. That's for sure. You gotta
yes.
eat where you can eat, even especially when you don't have the money to buy good food. In terms of education, I'm wondering how it goes. Do you have a free education system, at least for the first years of education in Iran, or is it is it?
Can you type all of this question?
Uh, mm, mm, mm. Just wrote two words.
Free education. Uh, when in Iran we got a revolution in 1979, uh, the the base rule, we say قانون أساسي, the base rule in Iran was free education before 18. the base rule brighted by this, but in in in
L-
practice, uh, this is never happened.
Okay.
And other education getting money from us, and this was not that said they
Y-
to
you
us.
you have private schools in the country?
No, no. Yes, yes, we have, but I was not in the private school. That's so expensive for us
Yeah,
because
exactly.
uh,
So I don't know
we
about
cannot.
Iran precisely, but for example, in Great Britain or in France, in some parts, and in America, there is private schools that are drowning the government out of its money and using government money, so money that has been paid by the people, taxpayer money, that
Yeah.
is re-injected in those private facilities that are too expensive for people to go into. So I'm not against private education. I just think that if it's
Yes, yes,
private, it should
yes,
pay
yes. I
itself.
know, yeah, I know what you say. But uh, our government has a many way to get the money. They get from us tax. They have a oil. They have a gas.
Mhm,
Iran has a most country. Let me translate this.
mhm. Iran has the most resources in the world. The sum of oil and gas resources in no country is the size of Iran. Okay, so you don't necessarily have the most resources overall, but you have a lot of oil
La-
and gas, which is a very
la-
valuable resource in the world today.
Let me. I'm translating more.
All right, go ahead.
Hmm.
We also pay taxes, but in our religion, there are things like kums,
Homs.
khums, zakat,
That. Yes.
in which we pay money for the poor and needy, but unfortunately, our government wastes these resources by corruption. So, what you mean to say is that even though it's supposed to be for the poor, it doesn't go for the poor and the needy.
Uh, we have our system, our government system, um, waste our money, waste our resource. They cannot control it. They cannot uh, handle our resource. They lose our money badly. They didn't have any money. They want to create a government from the first. They didn't want get model from Europe, from Far East, from US. They want to create a new, and this is this way have a very problem. When you want to create a new way, you have a wrong, you have a mistake, and this is so bad because our life is going, and you are mistaken in this in our life, and we are losing the money, we are losing our life, we are losing all
So
we need.
are the money lost because of corruption, or is the money lost because of incompetence? Because this is
Can
two
you
differences.
can you type it?
Uh, it might also be both, but I just want for you to precise your thought about that. You,
Both, but
yeah, right.
that thing has a bigger and important. Let me, is corruption. It's a corruption in our government, like Hassan Rouhani, our president, like his brother,
So you would
like
say the most important of those two is corruption.
yes,
All
corruption.
right.
Corruption is most.
So outside of the idea of the mistakes that they are making, which I totally believe they can do that. In fact, we kind of see many people being incredibly incompetent for the job that they have in politics all around the world, not only in Iran. But
Yes.
if it's a corruption problem, then the problem might be less about trying to do something new and more about some people that are redirecting, and that would be in that sense a pretty similar problem that we have in France, in Europe, in America. Some of the money which is redirected towards the wrong things. So, for example, when the coronavirus hit Europe and America, instead of
Yes.
giving more money directly to the people, or at least doing some stuff like having the rent being free for some times for the people to be able to survive, etc., etc. Plenty of stuff could have been done. Having the treatment against coronavirus being free in America, for example, where it is not. Instead of doing those things, they have been giving large subsidies to huge corporations because supposedly this is how they had to make the economy survive. Now, one of the countries that have given the largest subsidies to the large companies is the United States of America, and it's one that has had the biggest that has have the biggest hit on its economy. So it's something that we can see doesn't really work very well. And in general, we can see that our governments don't act in the best interest of the people.
I believe that any government in the world is not without mistake and without problem, but we have some big problem, and this problem there is not in other problem. We say some of that اختلاس, embezzlement.
Yes, embezzlement.
Yes,
Yes.
we have a very big embezzlement in Iran. When for first one, I can tell you, one of them was 21 million euro.
Mm-hmm.
21 million euro embezzlement in Iran. One people, 21 million.
Hmm.
This is the money for 21 year in Lebanon country. 21 year. This is the money for all Lebanon.
Yeah, yeah.
21 year.
So
And
that's
the
clear.
the one people in Iran embezzlement $21 million.
So that's clearly, indeed, corruption. Um,
Yeah, we have
what I mean
a
to
big.
say is not to diminish the problem that you have in your country, is to make analogies between our two country to be able to see and compare those two and see how different that might be. And it seems to me that they are not that different, except of course
Yes,
in the fact that
yes,
on geopolitics we are, Europe and the United States, crushing the economy of Iran, while the Iran people and the Iran government can do pretty much nothing about our economy. So we are living
yes.
better because obviously we are in a different geopolitical context. But I want to draw similarities when I can, where I can draw them, and if there is very different things, obviously we must point those out. But I think that people around the world do not perceive how your country and other country in the Middle East might be very much more similar to our countries than they might think. You see what I mean?
Uh, you want to say other people in the Europe and US in the west of world didn't know or country or other country in Middle East like Iraq, like Afghanistan, like Syria, like Lebanon
Yeah,
can
yeah.
they economic be stronger than this uh,
Uh, uh,
because
I mean to say that because people in Europe and in America don't know a lot about the countries in the
yes,
Middle
yes,
East,
yes,
they are making the
yes,
mistake to think it's extremely different from us when it's
yeah.
not
You know,
that different.
the problem in the world is the knowledge.
Yes.
People don't know anything about the government, anything about the political, anything. But they speak in the Middle East. They speak a lot without knowledge. They just speak it. We selected in uh, in election the Hassan Rouhani, the two uh, two two-time president for 8 years, 4 years the first one and 4 years for second one. The Hassan Rouhani is the most dangerous people in Iranian politics. He killed his son. He killed his son with a gun. And this story nobody know it, and they didn't know what happened in Hassan Rouhani life. He meet Israeli political in 1980 when Iran and Iraq was in the war. Hassan Rouhani came from Iran and going French, and some Israeli political some come to French and meeting Hassan Rouhani. This meeting was without the Imam Khomeini knows. He didn't know, and Hassan Rouhani was a uh, was a member of parliament that time, and he meeting Israeli people, and we don't know
So,
what was
so,
the
so what
that
you're saying
meeting.
is that the president killed his son with a gun.
Yes, yes,
So
yes. He
what I
killed it.
see right now on other medias, but it's
So,
a conversation that I
somebody,
don't know a lot about, so I cannot say a lot about that. Is that he killed himself? Now
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
yes, he killed his son. He didn't have a he didn't have a degree of education. He never had a degree of education, and when he trying to be a parliament, he trying to go to parliament. He say, I have a bachelor. He say, I have a bachelor from a university. The second time he trying to go to parliament, he changed his word and say,
So
uh, he said, I have a MA
I have
from a university.
hmm, okay.
From a university, and he never go any university. He said he education in British. He say education in England. He say he was let me search it about it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's that interesting. But so just to put it out there, I think you didn't understand me properly earlier. What media in Europe says is not that the father killed the son, but the son killed himself. Now, some media, especially on
No, no, no.
information.
Somebody say this. The son killed himself with the gun of Hassan Rouhani, but this is not true. What do we say in Iran? What we know in Iran? Hassan Rouhani, in that time, was have uh,
So
he has a political situation.
you can understand that I cannot know personally, and uh, um, I hear you on that. I understand that it's the information that you received in Iran, and now as I'm trying to do something relatively, at least serious right now, I'm just at least putting out there the information that some other people in media believe something else. I don't think we will be able to get the truth. What I might be interested in, and I'm sorry if I cut you while you were focused on that, and if you want to go back on it, that's fine. But is he the president that was supported by the United States?
Yes,
Yes, so this
yes.
is the one we are talking about.
Yes, Hassan Rouhani supported by United States, uh, and uh, some people in Iran that has a very very powerful political, like Hashemi Rafsanjani. Do you know him?
I've heard about him. I couldn't say I know him, but
Uh, we can say he was the second powerful man in Iran.
all
He
right.
was. He
Which
was so many powerful. The deal between Iran and America, nuclear deal. Uh, in let me search it. I want to know what time the deal was. But when we get the deal between Iran and US and Europe, this deal we have some reason from this war. We got the deal 2 years before that between Hashemi Rafsanjani and United Nations Crisis Group.
okay?
Crisis Group. Do you know Crisis Group?
No.
I want to send you a link. I want to send you some resource. This made clear the uh, or see this, see, this is 2 years before the Iran deal. 2 years, two
Mhm.
years before, and this is like word by word, like Iranian deal and between Iranian deal and United States. Two
Okay,
years ago,
so
the, this is some uh, PDF from the crisis group. They say Iranian and the P5 plus one solving the nuclear Rubik. And 2 years before the deal, they come to Iran. The 5 years before the new age, new year in Iran, we say no. And they meeting the Hashemi Rafsanjani in uh,
So he's still a powerful man in your country, despite the fact that I can see that he has been overthrown
he
by the
died.
Islamic
He
Revolution.
died.
He died. All right, he died.
Yeah,
So is
4 years after this meeting with crisis group, he died. Mean 2 years after the
all
deal
right,
between Iran and okay. He died before the Trump come to the U.S.
all right. So
He was father. He was like a father for Hassan Rouhani for the this group on the government.
so excuse my ignorance, but um he um he got ousted by the Islamic Revolution, but he still was afterward the Shah of Iran, or he came back in power at some point.
Can you write this question?
Um,
My father is
I could find those
speaking
information
so
on the
loud. My father is speaking so loud.
um,
The Islamic Revolution was not who uh, outside by the Islamic Revolution was not who that Hashemi Rafsanjani out from the power. The leader who was that out Hashemi Rafsanjani from the power, and he came back. He didn't out the power, but yeah, he out from the near of leader. When in 29 in 29 the
79.
green, yeah, no 79 no. In 20 2009 in a green wave from Iran in the election. uh, they say green wave. I know what it was. We say fatna. In Hashim Rafsanjani with Mir Hossein Musavi, that was the election. Hmm, no, that چی میشه؟ Candidate when Mir Hossein Musavi candidate in 2009 for election. Hashim Rafsanjani
Okay, he died very soon. In fact, he
uh,
died in in the 80s.
yes,
All
he
right,
died
all
in
right.
80s, but before the revolution in 1979, the Slovak, uh, the Sawak in the Shah time, the Sawak say the Hashemi Rafsanjani is a super powerful people in the Iran. They
Mm-hmm.
say uh, they name it boiled and sell because he boiled the apartment, the house, and sell to people. He was so powerful. They get them and slave him. But after the revolution, because he was a mullah, he come to political. He come to imam. He be a uh, parliament candidate. He come to parliament. He be the first one in the parliament. He be president for 8 years in mm, in 1980 and 1990 for 8 years. After that, he trying to change the Iranian political. He trying to come to U.S. Speaking in the United States. He trying to
To get
create a new
to
way between Iran and U.S.
to get a
And
support from the United States
Yeah,
to
yes, he's trying, and this way keep going with Hassan Rouhani, keep going with Khatami. They was the other president with Iran, but the some president in Iran, nah, no Shudal and forecast when he Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. Do you know Mahmoud Ahmadinejad?
um I heard the name but I don't know who is.
Yes. In 2003, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad be the president. Nobody know him. Nobody cannot believe that Hashim Rafsanjani lose the election to Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, and this was the new different belief in our government. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad believe we need a strong, we need to stay against the United States sanction. We need fight. We didn't need a deal. We didn't need lose this war. But the way of Hashemi Rafsanjani and Khatami and Hassan Rouhani was we need deal. We are losing the fight. We need deal with the United States. They going to America speaker. They deal in 2002 before Mahmoud Ahmadinejad come. That time Khatami was the president. They deal. We said uh, that was a bad deal. We lose all our centrifuge, just one. We lose 400 centrifuge, 4,000 centrifuge. Just keep the one for like a miniature. But when Mahmoud Ahmadinejad comes, he break the deal. He trying create a powerful country or economic improve or life improve. Uh, uh, Poor people get the home. Poor people buy the car. That time was amazing for us. That time was so good. But after that 8 years, Hassan Rouhani became president, and or nightmare has happened, and he do a bad deal. Will lose all things. Will lose economic. Will lose all uh, that we need that. My family, but by some uh, host, my family, my tribe, buy some house just with $10,000. I cannot now buy any house. My family that time was so good, but I was a child in that time, and I cannot buy any house when
So
I'm
yeah, I see
traveling.
that one of his policy was to launch a big housing and working project that, and he gather found that was supposed to go towards the Iranian people to help the Iranian people
Yeah,
to have a house um, and etc. and have work too.
yeah.
Um, I don't know.
After 4 years from the president of Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, before 2009, he was amazing president in revolution history. He was amazing. He creating more than 4 million jobs. He creating more than 4 million jobs. He create home for poorest. He create some dam. He creates so many things. But they think
And
the way of Hashmi Rafsanjani think they cannot fight with Ahmadinejad in politics. He is so strong. He creating the country amazing. He tries some other way to lose the Ahmadinejad. They creating green wave in 2009. They destroy the people uh, believes in the revolution. They destroy or economic for nothing for the power. They destroy because they didn't want Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was the best. They trying to lose. They trying to Ahmadinejad lose, and they got it. They lose Ahmadinejad the election, and Hassan Rouhani became the president. He destroyed all uh, achievement of Ahmadinejad. He was tribal president. He destroyed our life. He all of he want deal between Iran and America. He didn't want anything. He didn't create any home. He didn't create any dam. He didn't create any oil, place for oil and gas. He didn't anything. He's just trying to deal with America, and America deal with Hashemi Rafsanjani and with see
so I
that.
see that there was some attempt at eventually how to say that, giving more rights to women in Iran. So how to make an overall point about it? There was in Tehran, as there has been in Saudi Arabia, women fighting to have more rights within their
Yes,
country. Now, one of the problem that might not be seen by Occidentals in nowadays is the fact that there has been a lot of radicalization created by the miseries that our country brought to the Middle East, and the fact that many very radical government has been supported by the USA, France, Great Britain, which gave power to very extreme parts of those different powers that exist within your country, within other countries in the Middle East, which will toughen any achievement like that, giving more rights to women, giving more rights to homosexuals.
you know, in Islam, uh, uh, like a Christianity, like a Jewish, uh, we have some difference between the world rule and the religion rule. That the religion rule is not any uh, homosexual rule, homosexual right. We didn't have in Islam. In Islam, homosexual is so bad. We don't need it.
That's
We
not
don't,
true because there is many Islamic people in our country that are very supportive of the homosexuals
uh,
community.
no, this is true that they are in Islam. They are not the Muslim. In Islam, they are not Muslim.
That's
Islam has Islam has some difference between this. When you want be a Muslim, when you want trying to be a Muslim, you need do all of the rule of Islam. All you cannot change one of
the
them.
problem is
You
that
cannot
it's
eat.
your sight, it's your view of what Islam is. But as in every
No, no,
religion,
no,
people will
no, no,
interpret
no,
the
no,
religion in
no,
very different
no.
ways.
We don't have any homosexual right in Saudi Arabia, in Iraq, in Iran, in Syria, in Lebanon. Do you know what? Do you know this is why? Because the government, the Islam in this country,
I would personally argue that it is because religious powers in your country
no, no,
are
no, no.
extremely
This is
strong and have far too much influence on the politics
no.
in the same way that many Christian organization in our country in Europe have too much influence on the government, despite the
yeah, in this country in Middle East, the Islam less changed from the Europe Islamic. That we trying to save the Islam like the Muhammad time, the Prophet in the Middle East. They be trying save the Islam like Muhammad times, not like the New World. We trying. We have some Muslim in Europe can eat the vodka, but in Islam you cannot eat the alcohol. You cannot one alcohol. You cannot
And do
eat
you think that's and do you defend this idea of Islam?
no. Listen to me.
Yes.
In Islam, before 18 years old, you are not Muslim. You can pray. You can pray. You can go in a Muslim place. You can say I'm Muslim, but you are not Muslim. After 18 years old, uh, after maturity, I don't know maturity.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I got you.
maturity. Yes, after maturity, you need change your religion in Islam. Uh, you need choice your religion, and you are not forced to choose just Islam. You can choose Christianity if your dad and your mother was Muslim, Islamic is not the problem. You can change the Christianity. You can choose the Christianity. You can choose the Jewish. You can didn't choose the God. You can after 8 years old. But when you're trying to choose the Islam, when you want trying to choose Islam, you need do all of the rule. When you cannot change the Islam rule for you. I cannot eat the I cannot eat the I cannot drink and say I'm Muslim. The Islam said you must you didn't can drink the uh, beer. You cannot drink beer. You cannot drink alcohol. Islam said you cannot change the Islam rule. You
Yeah,
can
but
change your
it's this.
religion, but you cannot change the Islam rule.
It is the same for. So it is the same for Christianism. The problem is that what I think you fail to see is that it is one view of your religion, and that many other people that you may not want to see as Muslim, but that nonetheless are Muslims, don't see your religion as you do, and they will, despite the fact that they drink alcohol, despite that the fact that they might be gay, despite that many non-respect of some of the dogma that there is in your religion, they will consider themselves Muslims, and you can believe that you can remove their right to be Muslim, but that's not true. And in Christianism, there is the same. We have many people that believe that Christianism must be one thing and nothing else, but truthfully, there is many version of one belief. You see,
Christianity, Jewish, Islam is just one. They are Abrahamic religion.
Yeah.
They are one. They have a didn't different, but Islam has a less changed than the Christianity and Jewish. Some people are Christian and eat pig meat. They eat pig meat, and in Islam you cannot
I
never you cannot.
knew a lot of Muslims that were eating pig meat. And I still know them, in fact.
They eat, but they are doing some when you change your role, your role, the role is the, let me type it.
Yeah.
In Islam, we have a story. Let me.
Yeah, but so what you're arguing right now by saying Islam has laws and we cannot change them is a similar argument that fundamentalist Christians have too and say use too. But truthfully, you cannot refuse people that does not respect those laws the right to be considered as Muslims. And many Muslims will practice their religion in very different ways.
Yes.
So
yes, I know.
So it's less about Islam as laws and we cannot change them. It's some people, whatever the religion that they have, believe that the religion should be followed a particular way and not another way. That does not mean that this religion is not in fact followed in many different ways.
Listen to me. Do you have something in Islam and Christianity and Jewish? You cannot change them, and we have some thing you can change them. That thing that
Well,
you can change.
what about all the different version of Islam that has been created? There is Sunni, there is Shiite, there is Shabbat. This is clearly a change within Islam.
ما خواهیم جای ویت خواهیم جای اغلا خواهیم تولد صاحب کار نه خواهیم تولد دونه تمام. We have some part of Islam, Shia, Wahhabi, Sunni. The difference between that is Sunni and Shia has came from better, but Shia came from the Imamis, from the Ali ibn Abi Talib.
So do you do the people that consider themselves Muslims in the
Can
middle
you type it? Can
w-
you type it, please?
do the I'm gonna have to say it at least for the people that are listening to us. Do you consider the people that are Muslim in the Middle East and that drinks alcohol as not Muslim?
No, no. When you eat the alcohol, when you eat the pig meat, when you eat this not mean that you are not Muslim. But for a little time, for Islam, when you eat the alcohol, when you eat the beer for 40 day, for 40 day you cannot pray. You cannot pray for 40 days. When you cannot pray, you are not Muslim for 40 days.
So
The God
this
say when you eat the alcohol, you lose your mind and you cannot speak with me. You cannot pray.
So don't you see how this is your interpretation of Islam and that many Muslims are not practicing their religion that way?
Can you type it? I cannot understand completely.
So what I'm arguing about is that it's your belief, not the beliefs of Muslims, because Muslims' beliefs cannot be
Uh,
encompassed in one,
you think this is my beliefs, not the Islam, yeah?
not the beliefs of Muslims,
Uh,
because there is not one Islam.
yes, yes. There is no way. We have some story in Iran. They say that there is. Let me translate this. We
Yes,
believe
okay.
this.
So you believe that there is not one Islam.
Yes,
All
yes. There
right.
is no one Islam, but in our order in or law in Islam, you cannot gay. You cannot be a Muslim gay. You can change
So
your
I think you have I think you have a right basis of understanding in the beginning as to which so
let me type it.
just for people who eventually are watching I'm gonna read what you wrote, which is very nice. There are as many ways to reach God as there are people. um, Now I think this is a good principle, but you do not expand truly that principle when you say that you cannot be gay and that's it.
Now, our problem with this saying the gay, the homosexual, the alcohol in in our religion is not just for our religion. It's we have a mind. We think. Y-
It's a problem with all fundamentalist beliefs. Do, do, you, do you
for
know
my
what a fundamentalist belief is?
no,
It's
can you
when
type it? Can you please type all your question? I cannot
okay.
understand completely. Sorry.
So gay oh. A fundamentalist belief is when you rely only on the text and believe only what the text will say, the most literally. So literally, it's a literal understanding of the belief.
Let me. You think or beliefs is fundamentalism?
I think that when you say that gay is cannot be accepted, whatever happens, this is
No.
at least
Listen to
this
me. Listen
part
to me.
is fundamentalist.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Uh, in 1970, 1980, when Iran revolution and Islamic power came, let me type it completely and send you.
Tu veux que je te dise la vérité? J'ai à peine eu le temps de penser à toi.
In Islam, we have something called la tarshu,
لا تجسسوا.
la tajassusu, which means do not search in life anymore. This
In
means
other life,
in other lives.
that mean when you are drinking in your house, you are going in your house. Islam say you me for a Muslim, we cannot search and find you that
Okay.
you are
So
eating the
I'm-
drinking alcohol and you are doing gay.
I'm gonna
You can
read
do it in your
home, but you have to do it in your home, and you don't have the right to express it in society. You can take drugs, but you should not express it. So
Yes,
even
yes.
that is a particular understanding of your religion. In the Maghreb, there is many people who does that in public.
they can't do it. We can all people in Iran can do eat drink the beer, drink the alcohol, do gay. But
So
this didn't change the Islam. Islam say you cannot do that. You cannot. When this is your way. We have something in Islam. Say if God, if the Prophet came to earth and say people didn't do that, and people chose that way, other way, and trying to other way, the prophet cannot change the people mind. The prophet cannot. God say if they want die, die. If they want eat pig meat, eat. If they want drink, drink. If they want gay, do gay. But it's not my way. My way is clear. My way is not this. You can do this, but it's not my way. You can do. You can do. Your son can. They can still the people. They can be a bad people, but it's not your way. Your way is different. Between you say my son didn't do that, but he has his life, and you have your life. uh, Islam say you cannot do this. If you are a man, you need married with a woman. If you are a woman, you can marry to man. If you are between this, you can change it to one you want. You can be man, you can be woman. You cannot be a man and married with a man. This is wrong. In Islam, Christianity. If you change it, you do it. It's not the Islam change. You are changing. You are. Yeah, when you want eat some food, you can eat some thing in this food. You can eat the tomato. You can eat the meat. You can didn't eat the tomato. You can didn't eat the meat. But when you say I need eat, and the cooker say this is the sandwich, and you say please out the tomato from my sandwich. The sandwich change
uh,
for you, not for the cooker. Cooker has some thing in his life, in his thing, and that is not that's some I can default. That's the default. The default in Islam, it's you cannot be gay. The default.
but
You can change
so
it.
I think we're going in circle a little bit. I understand what you're saying. uh, I think you understand what I'm saying, but you just don't agree
Yes.
with it.
No, I'm agree with it. You say they are
You
Muslim
agree
and do.
partly. You agree partly, but
Yeah, yeah,
you don't agree fully to what I'm saying.
yeah.
I think that um, whether for Christians, for Muslims, or for Jews, or for any other religion, people can practice their religion in a completely different way, changing the defaults that you yourself believe are the defaults. But I think we
You
are
know,
going in. Go ahead. Go
think
ahead.
think my question. Now the gay and homosexual is a right, a human right in the West. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, this was not. This was a illness in the West.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, yes.
Christians, in their fundamentalist view of Christianity, also do believe that you cannot be gay. And in fact, if we go back a further, a longer time from then, I think it's women that were married had to be veiled. So
I didn't understand. Can you type it?
uh,
This
um,
part.
uh, That's not very important. But in any cases, I agree that most of the basis and the dogmas that exist in Islam and in
Yes,
Christianity and in Judaism are
yes,
the
yes,
same.
yes,
Are the same. They are the
yes,
same.
yes,
But
yes.
what I'm saying is that those with the people evolving, the religion has evolved too, and the defaults have changed for.
Yeah, I know what you want to say, but I have a question. No, in the West, in the old world, pedophilia is an illness. Yes,
Sorry,
pedophilia.
pedophilia. Yes.
Yeah, it's illness. If 10 years after this time, it's became the human right. It's a good at that time.
So this
Th-
is
that
this is an argument that many anti-gays have, whether it is based
no,
on.
no, no. I say
I'm not saying that.
the,
I'm not saying anything about what your belief is, but I'm saying to you, this same argument is used by people that are anti-gay. I'm not saying anything about your belief specifically, but this argument is used by many anti-gays. Now, what you must understand as a distinction between pedophilia and homosexuality
yeah.
is that homosexuality is two men that consent to have a relationship with each others, that has a relationship with each others. Now, pedophilia never has the consent of the child, because we never consider that a child can give its consent, his consent.
If you came back to the 20 years ago, 30 years ago, nobody think that the homosexual and gay can be a human right. Nobody, nobody. You can see the American movie. That's time. There is no thinking that American. You didn't see any movie about the gay right and homosexual right. Any. Just they think that this
Uh,
is illness.
I think
You
that's
know.
that's
Uh,
partly true, even
uh,
though there was. But I, what are you trying to say by saying that?
uh, I'm trying to say that the human, the human. Let me type it.
I'm sorry, I don't answer the chat very well, but I'm deep in the conversation. But I think, even though I'm not too focused on it, I agree with most of what you say, Heaven. And what did I miss? Well, plenty of stuff. I'm sorry, I cannot. I want to say that human beings have an extravagant natures and can only be prevented by laws.
If
But yes,
if you think the pedophilia didn't never came to the human right, you're wrong. In Islam, in Iran, Sunday the people cannot just smoking in Iran,
pedophilia
just
has been
smoking.
allowed by some laws at some point in human history. I'm not trying to say that laws are not important to prevent some behaviors. I'm trying to make the
Uh,
distinction between
uh,
what is
you
pedophilia
know,
fundamentally and what is homosexuality fundamentally.
for me,
Homosexuality does not include raping. Pedophilia does include a rape necessarily.
so, no, when the child want to do
The
that
child
with
cannot want. The child cannot want. That's the problem.
can,
It is not developed enough to give his consent. Now, that doesn't mean that some society could not consider otherwise,
uh,
but
I heard about something that some country in the Europe trying to accept pedophilia by a human right. I heard about that. I think that country was Norwegian or some.
No,
The
I think that was
let me. I'm trying to search and find
okay.
that.
Okay. What I know is that pedophilia is a problem, and that there is some American politicians, for example, that have been practicing pedophilia, and that have been able to remain in power despite the fact that they have been proven as pedophiles. Now, this is a problem of not applying the laws that we have. Now, based purely on an analysis, not a religious analysis, but an analysis of human beings and what harm can be done and what harm could be should be prevented. We have seen that homosexuality does not harm anybody, but pedophilia does harm. This is why
Uh,
pedophilia is outlawed and homosexuality is not. But
what is the harm?
the harm is that the
What do you
child,
think the harm is? You think harm is just that I can harm on you, I can destroy something from
the
you.
harm is
The harm is this.
psychological from the point of view of the children, that is forced because it cannot be anything but forcing.
Listen to me. What pick the nature? Not religion. What pick the nature? Uh, uh, can two men have a baby without anything change? Can
This does not matter. Sexuality is not about reproduction only.
uh, you know, in Islam, in the religion, the normal thing when you are normal, you are in a normal way, in normal situation, in other normal, everything change you to the unnormal. It's a bad in a religion
I understand
like
that. I
alcohol.
understand that
Yes,
religions tend to believe that, but that's not a truth of nature.
I want to say, I want to say that that's an unnormal. That's unnormal. That's not acceptable by nature. You cannot, you cannot, you cannot change the nature. You cannot change the human beings. You cannot. You can be with together. You know the anal sex so bad for. What can they do? What can they do when anal sex is so bad? You know, in Islam, you know, in Islam, you cannot, even your wife want to anal, you cannot do that. That's so bad. You didn't want, you cannot do anal. You cannot. The Islam said that's bad. You cannot do that. And in a West, they do. Some people do that. The anal sex for gay is bad. HIV, it's near. I'm saying they can't be a homosexual. They can't be a gay. They can. They didn't harm me, but they harm they self. They
No.
said.
Why would you say that? Why do you think that?
Let me ask you a question. When you are drinking alcohol and your life is destroying by alcohol, your body destroying you attack your wife, you attack your son when you eat the
Yeah,
alcohol.
but
You lose your money in the club with alcohol. If some people trying to help you and change your mind about alcohol and what he trying physically to drink the alcohol. It's bad or it's
Wait a little because you're cutting in and out. Can you speak right now?
uh, I'm saying
Okay.
when some people are drinking the alcohol and he's losing his money in club, he attacking his son and his wife and his daughter. When somebody from out trying to stop him, trying to help him, trying to help his life, it's good or bad? Tell me this. I want to say something.
It's good, but
It's
buddy,
good.
no,
You know,
buddy, no. You will have to let me speak on that. I'm sorry, you cannot compare homosexuality
no,
and
no, no.
addiction
Listen to me.
and the harm
No,
that
no.
can be
Listen.
created
No,
by
I know,
addiction.
I know, I know, I know. In Islam, we have a something. We say Amr b'maruf and Nahy az munkar. We say Amr b'maruf.
Mhm.
Yeah, that means trying to help the people, trying to good at their good work, a good job, good, all good. Yeah, that means when somebody is a you come to them and say don't didn't smoke. That's harm for you. You say that this amr b'maruf. This is amr b'maruf. You when you somebody is eating the alcohol, you come to him and saying that's bad for you. That's bad for your life. You must say in Islam. You must say. You must go and say this. You must help the people. It's not you. It's not your business. You must say we are people. We are living together. We need help together. If somebody is destroying her life, you need to help him. He, that's your problem. That's not in none of your problem. You need to help them. If you didn't know him, I'm saying some people uh, can do that. Some people can accept the harm, can accept the damage, can accept all things. But in Islam, you can say that's not good. You can smoke, but it's not good. You can drink, but it's not good. It's not good, but you can.
Mhm.
If if you can, it's not. This is the truth. Just you can because you choose it. But I must say to you, this it's not good. You need to stop it. You need to change your life. You can. Somebody smoking in all of their life. Somebody is smoking for just 2 years. You can choice. You can choice. You can do everything. You can do homosexual, but yeah, you need to accept the damage. You need to accept it. That's
But
not good for
there
you.
is no damages. There is no
Dam-
damages.
the,
About homosexuality, there is no damages that you can prove is being done.
when somebody destroyed his body
That's not. You
in
cannot make an analogy between the two.
I
In
said
homosexuality, there is no damage being done, whether to yourself or to the other guy. In drinking alcohol, yes, there is some damage being done, but you cannot make an analogy between the two.
when you know anything about the damage between anal sex. You know about the damage in anal sex.
No, there is not.
There is not any damage in anal sex.
No.
Uh, you can't search it about this. There is so many damage about anal sex for women and for men. That's the bot didn't create it for sex. The bot didn't. We have a
Yeah,
dick.
but
We have
we
a
are men of nature. That's true. But we also, you know that in nature, homosexuality does exist.
yes. We have some the animal that do the homosexuality. But let me translate.
After this, I would like to be moving on to another subject, if you don't mind. Nonetheless, I think we exhausted a bit everything we could say. Exceptions are everywhere. Yeah, but those
So,
exceptions should not be considered unnatural.
we have so many people homosexual, gay in our country. We have so many transsexual in our country. They do that, and we know they are clear. We can see they are clear. They are homosexual. Uh, did you see anything about that? Somebody killed by choosing the homosexuality in Iran? Did you hear about that? Did you hear about that? Somebody going to the prison for the picking homosexuality or gay? No, we
No, no.
didn't kill them. We didn't do. But we said you cannot say that. You
Yeah,
can do that, but you
I'm
cannot
not.
say
I'm
that.
not arguing about how this is. I wouldn't argue that there is law that prevent that in your country.
Uh,
What I want to argue about is that this perception of things will tend to make homosexuals live a worse life because they are considered by many people as unnatural or as doing something wrong, which is not true.
uh, I'm probably agree with that. In our country, the people attack sometimes to the people that are the homosexuality or gay. But when you choose something, you must believe.
Homosexuality is not a choice.
No, I'm saying when you choose something, you are the gay.
You
Like I am the Muslim.
being gay is not a
No, no,
choice.
I know.
Okay.
Think, I am the Muslim, I am the Iranian, I am the Persian. If you
Yes.
say I am the Persian are bad, the Persian are speaking about that, I accept my personality. I accept I'm the Iranian. I proud myself. Nobody cannot change that. When I'm a homosexuality, when somebody say it's bad, I'm believe myself. If you didn't believe me, everybody in the world believe the Christianity. Everybody believe the Islam. Everybody no, that's never change or beliefs. I believe the Islam. You can tell me that's bad. That's a dream. That's not true. But I believe myself. You can say everything you want, but I can do my life. So many people in our country, so many people say Islam is bad. We didn't need Islam. Islam is a problem. So many people are Muslim. We didn't have a war. We say you do your life. I do my life.
I think
I
yes,
say
we should accept everybody, whether in terms
yes,
of
yes.
different
I
sexuality
say,
or different religion.
but in our belief, not just Iran, not just Muslim people. The family came from the father, came from the mother, came from the brother. Family is the most holy place. Everything came from to destroy this. It's bad. Too many countries, the people believe that everything came to destroy the family, destroy that's part of family. It's bad. Even want homosexuality, even want
So what you're saying
Islam,
is,
even want. I say that the family is so important for us. In a West, in your country, in English, in United States,
This is
there is a little person believe the father is a holy person.
no, yes, this is a
Yeah,
traditional view of what is
but
society, but this is
but but but
yes.
we believe the father is a holy person. The mother is a super holy person.
This is
We
this is
believe that.
this is a
We
traditionalist view of what is
yeah,
society. But
yes,
what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
argue for is that traditions are not to be used as an argument as to what should be or should be not in our future. Uh, we should base this kind
the
of
world is changing. The world is changing, but yeah, you can choose the tradition and you can choose the new. You cannot choose together.
you can
You
choose
cannot.
you
You
can
can.
choose a tradition, but you cannot enforce it on the scale of a town, a city, or a country. And the problem is that, as you were saying it a bit previously, 40 years ago, uh, it was enforced by law that homosexuals should not marry, that homosexuality was not seen as something normal. And this is why traditionalist views should stay. As you were saying a bit earlier, you can be what you want to be, but
Yes.
you cannot ask other people to be what you are.
Yes. 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 I believe that yes, I'm say I can be Muslim, but I can be Muslim, but I cannot be a Muslim gay. You can change your life. You can change your. You say I am Muslim and I am gay, but in the Islam order, you cannot be together. The traditional and new. Uh, you can be a you can believe the God. You can be a gay, but you cannot be some people that believe the Christian, the Jew, the Moses, the Muhammad, and say I am the gay and believe them. Uh, I say
Well,
we can live
that's
together. I say that we can live together, but I think that let me type.
I think these LGBTQ ideas get a lot of attention, which leads to a lot of misconceptions, like the BLF movement that turned many people in America against white. Wow.
I say
So you said,
I
yeah,
I say when you attention more than a normal on something, you say LGBTQI right, LGBTQ need uh, focus on them, they
don't
need
you think?
help them.
Yeah, but don't you think that the idea that marriage should be done between a man and a woman, and idea
No,
that
no,
is wait, idea that has been talked over and over again in every family of the world for tens and for hundreds of years, lead people to try to correspond to those expectations, even though they are not necessarily fitting those definitions of a man, a woman, of what their sexuality might be, etc., etc. And I'm sorry, but I gotta say it. An analogy with the BLM movement that turned many people in America against white, as you say it, is a very bad analogy, because what turned the black people against the white people, if there is something that did that, because that's not how I would describe stuff, it is the fact that for the same crime, black people are imprisoned way more. For the same crime, black people are killed way more than the white people. But anyway, that's
yeah,
another point. Again, the fact that LGBTQ idea gets a lot of attention right now is not does not lead to misconception. It's the fact that we did not before talked about those ideas that were leading most of the world into a lot of misconceptions. That's my argument. But I think we will have a hard time agreeing on this if I'm not wrong.
I'm trying to say, in these 10 years, in these 5 years, we have so many movie about this LGBTQI. So many, more than normal people, more than any subject, any other subject. When you focus something, other something, LGBTQI trying to think the other thing is bad. I want try to in Iran, in I don't know what happened in the French. In Iran, when you say I didn't believe the LGBTQIA, they say you are homophobe. Yeah, that means you are the illness, you have problem, and we are the normal. Yeah, that means the LGBTQI is normal, and when I didn't believe them, people didn't believe, just believe. I'm the problem and I'm the illness. Because and the people attack me. Oh, you didn't believe them. You are bad guy. You are shitty guy. Go there, die. Why? I
Well,
did.
there is
I
an
just
argument. There is an argument to say that it's a prejudiced position. This is not to say you are a bad person, but you can choose to
I
believe
say
them or
I
not. They cannot choose to be homosexuals or not. So even
so
though attacking you might not be the best thing that has to be done,
let me say,
yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
when you take something other and growing to that other, they be saying like that you growing some world near to the dog when they are child, and they think they are a dog because they live near the dog. They think they are the dog because they are growing near the dog. In our life, in my perception in Iran, in my the, let me translate what my
Go
mean.
ahead, go ahead.
In my experience in Iran, some people, girl, in a student girl uh, in a school, choose the homosexuality because they want to be a different, because they think this is the new, because this is real. I speak with them. because they think that that's good. Everybody pick this. It's a new, it's a different, it's a good. But they, in their mind, they didn't believe that. Why they say it's to them, to myself, to they self, and they believe that. They say I am the homosexuality. I believe it, but because they just choice because they think this is different in the student, in a school, and they
No.
proud it. But when they grow up, when they grow up and became a woman, and the
Well,
age
first, if
became that.
even if that were true, which I don't believe it is, because even if that were true, let people lead their sexual life and understand what they
Yeah,
are.
I didn't say that, but I say some people, some, I didn't say all, some people in the world chose but the wave. When the wave came and the people come to the wave and go with wave, but some people stay and wave go. I'm trying to say that some wave like a BLM, like a LGTBI. So come, and some people come with them, come with the wave. They are not the wave, but they want help the wave. They want to be like the wave, become acceptable. They will be acceptable, and all will be good. They say, "Oh, you are the wave. So yeah, you are good. You are good." But it's not. Uh, I am the person that in Europe and United States they maybe racist against me because I am the Middle Eastern. My color is like yellow, but I never change my idea. I say the BLM is a wave, and this wave, some when you protect this wave, this that can be a dangerous. That can attack to the
What I
well.
think you lack, you miss in those waves, is that it's a liberation of old misconception. It's not the creation of new ones.
Uh, I believe that that's where it came. That's where it create. Not it's a B. That they are not from the first. They create from this sometime. I want to try some wave, the waves come and change the people mind. After the waves go and go, they think, oh, I was in the wave, and they change their life. I want trying to say these people that come to wave and trying to go to wave, they are we say in Iran باد هوا. They believe the wave, just wave. There is no important what is the wave.
I
They
understand the
trying
argument
to.
that you're making. I do not agree with it at all. I think that those waves are exactly the opposite of what you're arguing they at least might lead to. I think those waves are a realization for many people of truth that exist in our society and that they were not aware of before. Especially when you take the example of the BLM movement that made many people realize the violence that is perpetrated by far right wing white supremacist group and by the police, mostly towards black people. Now,
Can you type it? I didn't understand.
all right, just 2 seconds. My cat wanted to get out of my room, so I had to open the door.
You live with your family?
I live with my family, yes.
Yeah, good. You are traditional people.
It's not by choice, but it's a bit by
We never.
choice. But I like the resources to live without my family. Although I'm not sure if I had the resources, I would.
You are LGBTQI?
No, I'm not. I am a cis man.
Thanks God, thanks God. My friend is not.
Sorry.
I say thanks God. My friend is not.
Well, it wouldn't be a problem. In what you
You
described
know,
a bit earlier, you are willing to accept that those people might.
yes, yes.
What I
You know,
think is a bad thing is that you might try to convince them that it's a bad choice, which I.
no. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Yeah.
I has some friend that was the LGBTQI, two girls that they was LGBTQI, but in my beliefs, I didn't believe any LGBTQI, but without my religion, myself didn't believe LGBTQI, and I didn't want to be in wave. I said I didn't believe them. They can't be LGBTQI, they can't be my friend, but I didn't believe them. I didn't believe I say LGBT myself for myself. LGBTQI is illness
You didn't
for myself.
believe them in
Yes, but
in which way?
I can
In which way? What do you mean by you didn't believe them? You didn't believe that they were part of the LGBTQ people?
I didn't believe LGBTQI. I didn't believe.
It's
I
not.
think
It's not a question
LGBTQI
of.
is
It's not a question of
illness.
belief. It exists.
Yes, I know. I say myself for myself. I didn't believe them.
Yeah,
I
but it's
didn't
like
believe
not
that.
believing in gravity. Gravity is a thing. You cannot go against that. It exists.
The word the word the Earth is a circle. Yes,
Yes.
some people believe the Earth is not circle.
Yeah.
The Earth is not.
They are crazy people.
They can. They yes, yes. I'm crazy people. I say the, you can see your side in your side. From the LGBTQI, I'm the crazy people. I didn't believe the gravity. From me, LGBTQI is the crazy people. They are didn't believe the gravity. You are seeing your side. I'm seeing my side. I see. I didn't believe them. Without my religion, I didn't believe them because I think this is illness. And
This is why I'm saying that how society should organize should not be based on our belief, but should be based on on an analysis of what human beings are and what they can be and what we can avoid in terms of harm. And I think your beliefs should not be what we base the construction of our future society on. Now, I'm gonna let you answer that if you want, and after I'm not going to answer because I'm not gonna have more time to speak with you. I think that's go ahead if you want to answer something.
the this today speaking was so good. For myself, not the family, not the religion, not the other people in the Iran. For myself, I I need some reason to believe that the LGBTQI is not the illness. I need the reason because when I think the anal sex is bad for people. The nature choosing didn't the
Sexuality is
LGBTQ.
not only penetration first, but go ahead.
I didn't say that. I say I need the reason.
Yeah, I
I need the
understand.
reason.
You need a reason, and I think those
Yeah,
reasons exist. Now, I'm not the most well-equipped person to give you those reasons. I've been
yeah.
trying to, but I'm not the one who know. I'm not the most well-equipped person to do this. No, I think they exist, and I think um, you should try to find them. We might again have a conversation about that because I would like to have another conversation with you in a while, if that's okay with you.
Can you type it?
I would like.
My father, my father is speaking so loudly. My father is a war man. You know, he punished me. He attacked me when I was child. He now attacked me and punished me. But I believe him. I believe my father. I like him because he's my father. And in in an East in Islam in Iran, the father is a holy person in your life. You need
I
to
think.
agree with him.
I think the idea of redemption. Do you know redemption?
No, I don't know. You
Redemption.
know,
Just look for.
every time you're trying to speak with me, every time
Mhm.
I want to speak with you. You are one of the person I want to speak with you. I have a we say the hunger. We say uh, hot blood. The people trying to speak to other people to speak and have a life, hot life to speak to other, to have a came and come. I'm
Well,
a hot life. I'm a hot blood. I'm a hot blood. I want to speak with a friend, a good friend. He knows about my country. He knows about my political. He knows about
well,
uh,
I'm glad you're saying that, and I
he,
hope next time we will be able to speak a bit more about politics and the situation that we Europeans and Americans are creating and have created in the Middle East. A bit about Israel and all that, because I wanted to talk about that, but we have gone
every
somewhere else. That's
every
fine.
everything trying to speak. I can speak with you. You are my friend. I believe you. I like you. If you came to Iran, I cannot come to France. If you came
Yes.
to Iran, you can leave to my house
Yeah.
with my family. We can go to my tribe. We are hot blood. All my family is hot blood. We speak together. We speak to other people.
All
Uh,
right.
in Iran, all people are good with other people. Nobody in Iran. So many years Afghan people came from Afghanistan and live in Iran without any difference with us. I get my mom is Afghani, and he didn't like my money for 1 year. He's my friend. He live with me. He's like my brother.
All right.
He didn't different. You are like my brother. All people came from Adam. I believe that. You are my brother. I can. If you come, if you need my help, and I can do that. If you need to speak with you. If you need money, I can send some money for you. You
Well,
are you are.
I think, I think that misery and poverty tends to create links between people because they are forced. I don't know if you agree with that, but they are forced to help each other's uh, because otherwise they cannot survive. And if there is one good side for poverty, it is that at least that many people will have to develop very humanistic beliefs to help each other because they cannot get out of those cannot get
situation.
get by. Yes, exactly, get by on their own. Now it's all relative, and some crimes are created by poverty, because when you can't eat enough, sometimes you might use crime to not die and to survive. But nonetheless, yeah, I just wanted to say that. I don't know if that's very useful, but
Yeah, I'm so glad to find a friend, a brother from other country. I hope you enjoy from speaking to me,
yes, yes.
and every time. My work was in afternoon from the 4 to 10 p.m. But I changed to
Oh, seriously?
yes. I changed to morning for you, and came back afternoon to home to speak with you. Every time you trying to speak with me, I can change everything. I want to speak my brother.
Oh, but, well,
Everything you
that's
want.
very nice of you. That's very nice. I appreciate the feeling, and
No.
I really enjoy
Thank
speaking
you,
with you too. And
thank
I'd
you.
like to do that once. So I'm gonna recontact you on Discord anyway, and I'm going to propose you another date if you'd like to speak another time, and we're going to
Yeah,
do that.
yes.
Meanwhile, I'm sorry, but I gotta go, and so
No problem, no problem.
I
Have a
wish
good
you
night.
I wish you the best, and I wish you the
Me
best to
too.
you and your family.
Me too. Have
See
a
ya.
good night, my brother.
You too.
See you.
See ya. Well, that was fun. That was not the way I thought the conversation was going to go, but that was fun. And even though we had many disagreements, this is something that I think needs to be discussed. I think we can hope for conversations to be a bit further in the sense, in a progressive sense of the term, meaning that we can discuss with a bigger base of understanding of what should be, which we had a base, but not that big of a base. Nonetheless, the conversation was interesting, I think. And next time, I'm going to try to speak a bit more about something that is very interesting and important to know in our society right now, which is the economical and political ties that we, Europe, and America and North America have with the Middle East, that are all power positions, that are all the influence that we have on the region, the way we might see them, how they might really be, on the contrary to the way we might see them, and eventually maybe try to also talk about much more, which is the influence that Europe and North America have on societies in Southern America, Southern Central America, Africa, India, China. Although that might be a conversation to do with someone else, but because he's not from those countries, those locations. In any cases, I'm just rambling right now, so I'm gonna stop the stream now. I'm gonna take a break, and for anyone that's interesting, I'm going to do MP in French, sadly enough. Sorry, Anglophones. At 21. Rambler! Yeah, I'm a bit rambling.